Hey everybody, I'm Wild Bill. This is my buddy Chad,
How you
and
doing?
I'm good.
Good.
And here we are, KC Sports Talk. So
Yeah, we're
yeah,
gonna. You wanted to talk about some Royals today before we get into the Chiefs.
man, they pulled out a win on me today and yesterday, so they got two in a row. They haven't done that since somewhere. The last time they did that was towards the end of May. So that's been a while that they've won two in a row. So
Well, woo,
Royals finally.
woo.
We need a lot more of that.
Yeah, I mean their record
Really
is
need that.
25 and 59. 25 wins, 59 losses, and they played the Dodgers, which of course they're a big market team. They're 46 and 37. So, not used to seeing that when I was living in KC.
No.
Um, I mean, they won the World Series. They went back to back years, 14, 15, and like we were talking about last time, uh, they got. I guess they let the team go and start it over.
I don't understand why they let so many of the great players go, and now now they've got no team. I mean, yeah, you've got Salvi, you've got Witt. I mean, you've got just so few of your great players that you had, and now it's such a young team. I mean, they're not working together properly. They're not meshing as a full team yet,
Yeah.
and it really
Well,
shows. They're just not able to put the wins on the board yet,
yeah.
like they used to, like they should.
Well, the good thing is they had 15 hits today and
Yeah,
no errors. So I mean, they played good ball. I was watching
yeah.
some of the highlights, and man, that was a good game to go to.
I watched the second half. I didn't. I missed when I didn't catch it that they were playing until it was too late. Uh, but I caught it halfway through, and um, I was very glad. I mean, they won 1-9. Um, and then I don't. Is it Mikel Garcia or Michael Garcia? I'm not sure. He had his first four hit game of his career, so that's a
Wow.
good thing for him. Um, I was hoping that he'd have another hit in there, but he didn't. Um, at least not that I caught. I didn't. As far as I know, he just got the four. Um, and then Singer, his pitching, he was doing great. Um, he had quite a few pitches. Seventh inning, he did that fast 1, 2, 3, everybody out. I mean, it just went super fast, and I was like, yes, finally. I mean, that's what pitchers have to do. They've got to put them away. They've got to get everybody out of there, and just get it to where you're just shutting them down 1, 2, 3. You can't just keep throwing 9, 10, 13 pitches. I mean, you gotta throw 1, 2, 3, and get them out.
Yeah, it is some good pitching. I mean, like they had today. I mean, they only allowed 6 hits. I mean, if you start getting your pitching down, that everything else will fall into place. But
Yeah,
when I watch the highlights previous, they're just getting pounded. You know,
yeah,
the other team's getting a lot of hits off of them.
yeah. They haven't really pulled it together. They were post game. One of the guys was talking, in the post game interview on the field. He was saying that they're finally starting to mesh. They're finally starting to get together, and they're all working together finally. Um, but it's not consistent yet. So I really, really hope that they can do it because I mean, I want to see my boys in blue. I want to see them win every year. I mean, I was really hoping to go see a game this year, but you know, when with such a bad win loss record, I just can't justify spending my hard earned money and going to a game when you know they're losing almost all their games.
Yeah, it's hard to go see your favorite team play bad. So you almost have to go and say, with no expectation, just like, hey, I like baseball.
Yeah,
And that's kind of sucks, but that's kind of where it's at. I would imagine with all the Royals fans right now. Um,
yeah,
so, but hopefully they'll be getting there. Like I said, start meshing together here for next year.
yeah,
So, but what we're going to do is we'll keep an eye out, see from here, from what today, what we talked about the Royals, and see if they can put some win some series. They won this series here.
yeah.
I don't expect them to go to playoffs. I mean, they're so far behind, but let's see if they can start winning some series.
Yeah.
Start there.
I was talking with one of my buddies in Kansas City. He thinks that the Royals are, you know, he says their playing has been getting better the last few weeks. So, you know, he thinks that they're going to start winning more games. And I really hope so. I mean, they don't have that much left of the season to play. I mean, they still got some to go, but I mean, I just, I know it's too late for them to really do anything for
Well,
this season, but
maybe you can find somebody there in Kansas City that's a really advocate Royals fan that would go no matter
yeah,
what, and they know everything about the Royals, and have them come in. We can on the show, and we can talk to him, and that would be kind of cool.
yeah, yeah. Haven't found anybody that's willing to do it yet, but you know, I'm going to keep on looking.
Yeah. So, um, I have a couple people in mind. They've just been out of town, so
Yep.
we'll get to it when it happens. So, but yeah, the Royals. You know, about the 4th of July is coming up. I think the All Star game's coming up here shortly. Um, so we'll see how that goes. But
Yep.
we're going to be getting into some Chiefs talk here, talking about their schedule, and we're going to be getting into that next here.
Yep.
So I'm going to pull it up here on my phone.
Okay.
I don't know. We know that they haven't even had their post game, so all wins losses depend on injuries. Uh, when you drive it down to the 53-man roster,
Yeah. I mean, you
and
know,
see the Chiefs schedule.
they don't
The
really
Chiefs will be playing the Saints in New Orleans on August 13th at 1 p.m.
Yeah, so I got it pulled up here, and you can pull it up on your phone if you want to. Uh, so the fun of it is a preseason. They used to have 4 games, and if I'm correct, they only have 3 because now they have an extra game in a year. So um,
okay.
preseason they play the Saints, um, and then they play the Cardinals. Preseason they play the Browns, and then we'll start here with the regular season here. They play at home September 7th. The Lions come into town. It's an 8:20 game. I want to say that's a Thursday night game. Um, the Lions are really good, but of course I got Kansas City winning by 10 points. So
Yeah. What was their record last year? The Lions.
if you want to go ahead and look that up, I know they got close to the playoffs. Or they went to the playoffs. Um, but I got this up here for now.
KC Chiefs season.
Uh, you talk about the Lions record.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Last year, Detroit Lions record.
Okay.
The Lions are in second place in the NFC North with 9 wins and 8
They had
losses
9
for a winning
wins, 8
percentage
losses.
of 53%.
9 and 8. So they were just 1 game above 500.
Good grief. Come on. So yeah, so that was all the first. Yeah, those are preseason. Then we got the Lions.
The first game of the year, Thursday night game. But like I said, I got them by 10 points. It's a home opener. And
I mean, I don't really, from what I'm looking here, I don't think it'll be hard pressed for the Chiefs to lose really any of their games unless they just don't show up to play.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, any given Sunday, but yeah, if they play their A game, they're going to win. But there are going to be some letdowns, and you really don't want them winning all their games because it seems like somebody when they win all their games and they lose in the playoffs. Usually happens. So yeah, you got them beating the Lions. What about the Jaguars? Chiefs and Jaguars. Now they played them in the playoffs last year, and Jaguars are a good up and coming team. They're playing in Florida, so at 1 o'clock game.
Yeah, I don't know what their roster is. Even I don't know what the Jaguars. I don't know what their roster is looking like, but I mean, I think it'll be a pretty close game.
Yeah.
I really think the Chiefs will pull that one out, though. I mean, I figure that'll be, probably anywhere between 3 to 7 points up for a win. I'm not going to say it's going to be any kind of a blowout, but I think it'll be a close game.
Yeah,
I just think the Chiefs are going to pull it out and keep going.
I got the Chiefs by 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, but that's one of the games that they got to be on their A game on this one. There's always that dark horse like the Colts. I don't see them on the schedule. And it was somehow laid a gold or a 0 on the Colts in regular season anyway.
Yeah.
And then next we got the Bears. Play them at home.
The Bears.
I got the Chiefs by 14 on this one. I don't think the Bears got enough firepower, and I don't think they can hold us.
No, they haven't been doing the greatest, so I'm pretty sure they're going to go at least 14.
Right.
At least right now. I mean, I haven't heard of them having any kind of secret weapons to, be able to handle Mahomes and everybody.
I mean, the Bears got a good quarterback in Justin Fields, but other than that, I think we got that game. Now, this is the game that I think we could lose. The Jets because they got the quarterback trade from the Packers.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those dark horse games. Aaron Rodgers went over there.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers has had MVP. He's had 1 Super Bowl. But then again, it's early in the season. I think that's flip flop. I can go any way, but I'll go with a loss on that one. Now in the playoffs, it's different because by the time we get to the playoffs, we're a different team. Okay, and this is Vikings. They're a good team too, and that could be, but I don't see them losing back to back. I think the Chiefs will win that by 7. And here's your favorite rivalry right here.
Well, I got to say with the Jets, I think they might pull that one out. I mean, they just might pull that one off and get a win on that one. It'll be close. It'll be a touchdown or less. But
right.
I think they're going to pull that one off. It just depends on if they show up to play the first half. If they come out hard and play from the very beginning, I mean from the first kickoff, and if they play hard the whole game, they've got it in the bag. They've got it.
Right.
But if they play like they have, where they're a second half team, they're going to have trouble. I mean, I know they love to come back from behind and win, and those you're going no way. You got a minute and a half, no way, and then they do it. So I think they'll do it as long as they come out to play hard from the very beginning. I think they got it. It's going to be close.
Right.
And then Vikings, I think it'll be pretty much the same thing. That'll be another close game. And
Yeah, I
from
mean,
what I think they're gonna pull that one off too, unless, like I said, they just don't play hard from the very beginning. Because that's when they lose. That's when they tend to lose their games, is when they just don't put in the effort in the first half. When they don't come out fighting that first half, then it's hard for them to come back.
snowball effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather take your what you're saying. I'm just saying if the Chiefs can win all these games, you know.
Well, honestly, they should win all these games. I mean, you got Mahomes, and he's got such a great team of people to get that ball to. I mean, we've got some good players on offense and defense that, as long as they're making the plays that we know they can do, if that defense line just puts up that brick wall and just stops them pretty much every play. I mean, just keeps the yards down, keeps it hard for them to throw that long bomb pass, and just really make them work hard for every yard, for every throw, for every run. The Chiefs are going to be unstoppable. I mean, they really can if they really put forth the effort every game. I mean, if they take even just a little bit off at each game and just slack off a little bit, they're going to have trouble with some of these teams.
Well, yeah, and what you're saying is less big plays.
Yes, you got to stop. You've got to stop the 50-yard runs. You've got to stop the 60 and 70-yard throws and then the run after. I mean, you can't let that happen. I mean, even the 30-yard throws. I mean, you've got to keep all that to the bare minimum. You're always going to have a few get through. You're always going to have that. Never fail. But, you've got to keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, exactly. And so if you minimize the big play and you make the big plays, which they're capable of doing, and a lot of people are saying, like, our receiving core, that they don't have the same. No, well, actually, there's a lot of competition at the wide receiver spot right now. If you look at the rosters, I mean, a couple of them are would have been drafted a few years ago, but they're injured. But they have Justin Ross. He has a 4.2 or 4.3 speed. If he stays healthy, he's going to be good. That's the key to all these guys is health. So next, so you got those probably winning those games there. Now here's a team that talks a lot in our division. Is the Denver Broncos playing at home at
the
8:15.
Denver Jackasses. I'm telling you. I mean, the Denver Jackasses. I love to see these guys get beat every time. I mean, I just see so much trash talk about how they own Kansas City. They own Kansas City. You don't own Kansas City. Mahomes owns Kansas City. And he's proved it time and time again.
Right. Do you remember when John Elway, you watched, that guy would kill us every time. I was watching a playoff game with John Elway, and they were playing us at Arrowhead and it's a cold night, and they put silicone on their jerseys. So when our linemen went to grab, it slip off.
Yeah.
And all they did was make it take it off. They didn't penalize them, didn't do nothing. That sounds like a Tom Brady move to me. That's why I can't stand the Broncos. Cincinnati is right up there with them at this point. I can't stand both of those organizations. So yeah, that I see us winning that game by 10 points at home.
Yeah. I'd say at least 2 touchdowns. at
Right.
least. Because I mean, the Chiefs, when it comes to the Broncos, the Chiefs aren't going to hold back. They go for the jugular. I mean, they're going to go all out. I mean, at least they have. I really hope they do again because I hate how these teams run their mouths so much, and then they get that one good play, or a call doesn't go the right way or whatever, and then they end up winning they barely squeak out the win. That's annoying. And then they're like, "Oh, we blew you out of the water." No, you didn't. You won by one or two.
Yeah. And if you watch when the Chiefs do lose a game, it's usually by something we do wrong, like the ball squirting out of the hand. We're out of sync. It looks like we just woke up out of bed. 9 out of 10 times, then they're not going to beat us. So the next one is the Chargers. I think they are a good team and one of our hardest division foe. They play us at home after the Broncos. We got back-to-back games. That's an afternoon 4:25 game, October 22nd. This might be one of those where it's a divisional rival. It's something about the Chargers playing us good at Arrowhead, and then we go there and we play good there. That may be a loss. That's just flip-flopping there. Because I can see us losing at home and then beating them on the road. I don't know. It's just something about the Chargers.
Yeah. Yeah, well, with the Chargers, it could go either way. I knew we were playing the Broncos twice. I just didn't realize until just now looking at it. We play them October 12th, and then we play the Broncos again on the 29th of October.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks later, we're going to hit them again. So,
yeah,
I don't know how that worked out with the schedule, but I mean,
weird.
Then I see here that we're going to play the Raiders twice, the Chargers twice. So, I mean, hey, let's go for it.
Yeah. So then when we play the Broncos again, I want us to steamroll them by that time.
Yeah, we should.
So at the most right now, I got us at 2 losses at the most. Then we go to Germany. I don't know if you heard this.
Yeah, I heard that.
Play the Dolphins.
That game sold out in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
The tickets sold out in 15 minutes. I'm telling you, if England is that thirsty for football, they need to make their own European league up there.
It's Germany, but they do play different places. Germany.
I don't know why I said that, but yeah, they need to make their own team over there, and then have they all got their soccer. They should have American football style, their own style of league. If they're that ready for it.
Well, maybe that's what they're testing for. You never know. Maybe they're going to try to integrate that somehow. Who knows?
I know they had a game, was it last year, or I know it was recently that they had the game over in England, and it sold out real fast too. I mean, it was very popular there. So, and I mean, I think that's why, we play soccer over here, they play soccer over there. Why can't they play football? Then we can have, our champions play their champions. We could have our Super Bowl for our championship over here, and then we can have a world football championship, not soccer, but football.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
We have the world champion football team. And, they're playing baseball in Japan and other places. I'm thinking we should all just have, these big world championships, not, just the United States championship, but I mean, and the whole World Series.
the Super Bowl champion plays whoever.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
the-
our champion, the Super Bowl champion here in the States should play their Super Bowl champion or whatever they want to call it.
yeah, it could
Good.
happen. You never know.
2 out of 3. You know, I'd love that 2 out of 3 games to decide the winner.
Yeah. Are they going to have the top 4 go over
Baseball,
that?
they've got their World Series where it's, you know,
Oh yeah, I mean you get
multiple games. So
baseball's world renowned now. Cuba loves it. Japan loves it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe football's next. You know,
yeah,
American
I mean,
football.
everybody loves to play baseball.
Yeah. So and then now, when we leave Germany, so that's going to be weird. You got to figure out the time schedule on that. Like
Yeah.
you know, that may be like 4 o'clock in the morning or something. So it'll be hard to watch, but I'll try to watch it.
Yeah, I'll probably have to record it.
Yeah, no kidding. I might be working anyways, so I might watch it. The Eagles, we played the Eagles at home. Super Bowl rematch there.
Yep.
It's another 8-15. Honestly, Bill, with some adjustments, I thought we could have won that by double digits. I just think the secondary was out of position on in a Super Bowl like that. One to Dante, or when the long bomb left corner end zone there.
Yeah.
So if they make a few adjustments, we should be fun on that game. And I mean, I could go either way.
Yeah.
And then we play the Raider. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, unless the Eagles are really coming back to, or they're really trying to get revenge for us beating them during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I really think that we'll pull that one off. But for me, that one's going to be probably our hardest game. I think that one will be the hardest game.
So that could be a loss.
That one, it's 50-50 to me on whether we'll lose that one.
Yeah.
The other ones, I'm like 70% or better. But that one, for me, that one's 50-50. That one could honestly go either way, depending on who's hungry for it, who's hungrier for the game.
Right.
And then for 26, we've got the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Raiders.
Okay, so here's a little bulletin board material on this one. Travis Kelce, I told you about the golf match. We were talking about that earlier today, the match. And one of the things he's talking, they were in Vegas. That's where it was at. And he goes, I've never lost in Vegas. And he was talking about the Raiders. So that could light some fire. That could be that could be a back and forth match there. So, but that was pretty cool to watch that with Stephen Curry and Klay Thomas from the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
So you got the Chiefs are winning that one, right? Pulling that one out there.
Oh yeah, blowing it out, double digits, easy, all the way.
Okay, I got it by 14. I got the Chiefs by 14 on that one. I just don't. I don't care.
At least 14.
And they played Jimmy Garoppolo, who's their quarterback. That was the 49ers quarterback in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs played the 49ers.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll keep his number. Next is we play the Packers in Lambeau Field up in Green Bay. Yeah. That's always a tough place to play. So, but I think we pull out a win there.
Yeah, I've never understood the cheese hats. I've never understood that. I don't know why they have a wedge of foam cheese on their head.
I don't know. Maybe because they make cheese up there. That's the only thing I can think of.
Head. Okay.
Yeah. No, you're tough.
But
it scares me every time they wear it. I'm telling you, makes me intimidated. I mean,
yeah.
You want to pick an arrowhead or a cheese head? You tell me. All right. Well, moving on from the cheese heads.
Yeah.
This is a game here that they always during the regular season always give us trouble. The Buffalo Bills The 13-second game, we won it last 13 seconds. They like to beat us at home, and in the playoffs, we like to beat them. So I don't care about the regular season. So that might be my third loss there, right there. But the way they got their butt whipped by Cincinnati in the playoffs last year,
Yeah.
I mean, they got a spanking, man. So maybe we'll look at that video and just tear them apart. You never know.
Yeah. Well, the Bills. I think that's a thinking about that one. I was thinking about that one earlier. I think with that one, I think that'll be our first game to go into overtime, and it'll be very close. I mean, I think that'll come down to a field goal, whether we win or lose that one. So I don't think that it's going to be a blowout by either team. I think that one's going to be very close. I think it'll go into overtime, and it's going to be 50-50 on who wins that one by a field goal.
So you think a coin flip is going to win that game? Probably. The last quarterback who has it, Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it now whoever scores first? I mean, I don't know. They change it. It seems like they change it every dang year.
Whoever has the first touchdown. So if you get the first touchdown, then it's over. But if you score a field goal, then that other team has a chance to go.
Well, I mean, they've had it to where whoever scores first. And, yeah. I mean, it just – I don't know. For me, I figure if you're going to go into overtime, you might as well play another 15 minutes. Play another quarter and see who wins.
Yeah, or at least 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But play the whole time out.
Because, I mean, to me, it's not right that the next person that can score a field goal or a touchdown wins it when you should just, when it was a tie, because the next person to get possession could win it flat out. So, I mean, each team should be able to score. Each team should be able to get possession of the ball.
Right.
That's how I've always felt about it. Because if, say it's, well, just for this, it's the Chiefs and the Bills, and it's tied up 21-21 at the end of the game, at the end of the fourth quarter. And then it goes in overtime. We get the ball, we get the return, we run it back for a touchdown, the game's over.
Right.
I don't think that's right. I seriously, honestly think that the Bills should have a chance to get the ball and to score. If the first team gets the ball and they score and the game's over, then that's not right.
Yeah,
the only way to beat that is to get an interception and to score that way. So,
yeah, speaking of that, our next opponent, we were on the opposite side of that with the Patriots in the 2019 AFC Championship game, where Tom Brady cheated. I mean, went down and scored. I still think there's some bad calls in that game. We should have won that game.
Well, there's so many times that there have been so many horrific calls, and they can go either way, against the Chiefs or for the Chiefs. And you know, a bad call is a bad call. If it goes for the Chiefs, I don't agree with it. That's one of those things that you're always going to have mistakes in a game.
Well, and here, like in the Super Bowl, Bill, remember the holding call? And the Eagles fans are crying about that, but it was holding. He grabbed him twice on the route. He toured his route. He grabbed him, and he went back the other way and grabbed him. They didn't call it before that. Well, you know what? He got called that time. It was holding.
Yeah.
So they can say it's a bad call, but it's not.
Well, and then some teams get caught, pulling air out of the football, so they're not as heavy or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So go look up the roughing the passer call on Chris Jones 2019. You'll say no, that's a BS call. And
there's been quite a few of those where you just go, what? That no, like it's so easy for them to call pass interference anymore. It's gotten so ridiculous with the pass interference calls, where the guy has to just run alongside him and it's pass interference. You
Right.
know, last season I don't remember. I don't remember. It wasn't the Chiefs. I was watching highlights, and one of the guys, his elbow hit the other guy's arm, and they were just sitting there, just running beside each other. His elbow bumped the other guy's arm, and they said it was pass interference. I'm like, that
Yeah.
is not pass interference. That's running.
It's football. You're gonna have contact. Yeah. Yeah. It's irritating. Andy Reid was saying, what is it going to be, flag football next?
Yeah,
So I got the Buffalo Bills there. I'm like you, 50-50. That may be one of the losses there. Then we go up to New England, play the Patriots. Hey, no Tom Brady. You still have Bill Belichick.
yeah,
Um, I think Kansas City is going to win that game.
yeah. I don't know. What was their win loss last year? The Patriots. That was
Oh, they didn't even make the playoffs. I do not think they make the playoffs. If they do, they were a 500 club maybe.
yeah. Oh, yawn. Um, yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're gonna pull that one out too, by at least a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we got the Raiders
At
again.
home. Yeah, at home. All I gotta say is, Raiders, please go to our middle of our field and jump up and down on our arrowhead so you'll piss us off and we'll slaughter you again. So,
Yeah.
and then this is. Go ahead,
I
Bill. You
remember
got anything?
years ago, one of the guys, that the Chiefs were playing against. I can't remember. I just saw the list when you said that. One of the guys scored a touchdown against the Chiefs. He ran to the middle of the field, got down on all fours, hitched his leg up like he was a dog pissing on the arrowhead symbol in the middle of the field. This was a few years back, and one of our players ran up and shoved him off,
Oh
and then
yeah, I
they
remember that. I
called a
remember that.
personal foul. I was like, I'm sorry, that's not a personal foul on our guy. That should be on the other guy for being an ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't want to be, using that kind of language on a family-friendly sports channel, but that pissed me off.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised the fans didn't come out of the stands on that one.
Oh man, I don't even remember who we played, and I don't remember if we won or lost, but I know everybody's fired up, pissed for a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one had me lit.
And you think that was the Raiders, or was that some other
I don't
team?
remember who that was. I'm gonna have to see if I can get my Google Foo working and find that one.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Have to
I
see what
remember
it
that though. That's a lot. I've seen a lot of that stuff. A lot of taunting. They should have taunting penalty.
Yeah, that one was messed up. That was messed up. And some of these calls that I've seen for you know these players doing stupid stuff for the celebrations. I mean, these guys have got to learn to tone some of this down. Like, was it 2 years ago or was it beginning of last season? I don't remember. One of our players pulled out the old crappy cell phone, flip phone, and acted like he was making a phone call at the end zone after he scored a touchdown, and
Yeah.
they got a foul for that. Oh man, what an idiot! I mean,
Yeah. No.
what would you expect to happen?
Oh yeah.
I mean, coach was pissed, and rightly so. There was no reason for that.
Yeah. I got to plug my mic back in here. There. Can you hear me? Okay. My mic came out of there.
Yeah, I was still hearing you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a good way to get a penalty, and you don't need dumb penalties.
No.
So the next game we got after that, is I can't stand this team is the Bungholes. I mean the Bengals. I say it's going to be close again because they've all been close. But boy, I would like to see them kick the crap out of them.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think we'll be up by 7 on that one. I think we got that one in the bag.
I think seriously, I think now that we got the monkey off our back, I think we're going to go on a winning streak with this team, and we're going to kick them into the dirt. So I got them by 10. I got KC by 10 points.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see it in double digits, but I say it'll be at least a touchdown.
Well, touchdown's better than a field goal. What it's been. There you go. And then this is the last. I think this one right here, the Chargers. They need to win this game because I think this will be for home field advantage. I think this will be for first seed. Um, and the teams that we're going to be going against for the first seed is, of course, Bengals, Bills, um, and it's like two. I'm going to say the two other teams. I would like to see. I don't know, man. I think those are the top teams, the top three teams: the Chiefs,
Yeah.
Bills, and Bengals.
I mean, if the Chiefs come out to play every game, all game, they'll win. They'll win the whole series. I mean, they'll win every game. They'll win every game in the season, and I mean, they've got it. As long as they come out to play and they play hard,
Yeah.
they'll win each game. And to be honest, because I know something's going to happen. I expect them to lose one or two, but I
Right.
really don't think they're going to lose more than two. I really don't, unless we have something catastrophic happen to one of our players, and they're one of our key players, and they're out. I don't see us winning more than one or two.
Yeah. I got 3 or 4 losses. I'm more thinking about 3 because I know there's one game they're going to act like they're hungover. There's just that
Yeah.
one game, like it was the Colts game last year, just like sloppy. Everything was sloppy. Um, so you don't want to peak too early. What I mean is you don't want to win all your games and then get in the playoffs and then lay an egg on the first round.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to lose a game and be pissed off. Oh God, we lost the game. We need to refocus here.
Yeah.
I just don't want to lose to Cincinnati anymore. I don't care if we lose to the weakest team just as we took a game off. I'm just ready to kick that one team's butt the rest of the time.
Yeah. So is the reason that they took away one of the games for preseason and added it to the regular season, is that to get rid of the bye week? Was that why they did that? Because I don't think we have
I
a bye this
I
week.
don't I don't. Only the first seed has a bye week. I don't think they got rid of it for that. I think because of that they got rid of that.
Okay.
Because they added a game, and so they always wanted to get the Super Bowl on the same date.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think it's cool if he would have kept the bye and then pushed the Super Bowl out one week, but I think it's because
I mean,
they
I
want.
kind of like only having 3 preseason games. I
Yeah,
mean, like
it's not
that.
necessary.
That's an extra game. I say give us an extra 2 or 3 games during the season.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, baseball, they're out here playing, all the time. I mean,
yeah,
I really think I know football is a lot more physical because you got all the hits and everything. But I'm not saying play 2 games a week. I'm saying, add a few more games in there and make the season, 2 weeks longer. Have some
right,
fun with it. You got to have that endurance.
right. Yeah,
So, I think that, it's like auto racing too. They have a set season for the most part for auto racing. I think they should have auto racing pretty much anytime that there's good enough weather,
yeah,
even if it's in the middle of winter. You know, the pavement's dry and clear. let's have a race. Let's go.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, I mean, I'm not saying have, football last, the whole year, because that'd be just ridiculous. But, make it last a little bit longer.
I wish it could last all year round, but it's physically not possible. Like you
No,
said,
it's not unless you add a lot more people to the roster, and I mean, you'd have to have a lot more players because you'd have to have that backup quarterback just in case. You'd have to have, 5 guys deep for, your, uh, for any of your big players. You got to have the backups for all that. I mean, because injuries are going to happen. They always happen.
And that's the key to the season. You remember when we went to the AFC Championship game? We were down 3 receivers.
Yeah.
And we still pulled that out.
Yeah. And I saw again today how they were talking about how, was Mahomes faking his ankle injury? Are you serious? Are you still going on about that? Come on.
Even if he was, what's that have to do with anything? Was he trying to fake you out, and that's the reason you lost? He faked you out?
I do not think that Mahomes faked his injury in the Super Bowl. I don't think he was better. He may have been a little bit better, but he wasn't healed up by the time the Super Bowl came around. He was hobbling way too much. Yeah. He was hurt.
I guarantee he would have ran a lot more.
Oh, if he was 100%, he'd been running up and down that field sideways, from right to left, front to back. He'd have been everywhere.
Right. Yeah, they like to pick on him because he is good.
Well, he's young, but you've got all these veterans that are like, oh, he ain't the greatest yet. He's not this, he's not that. Well, he's got better stats at this point in the game than they did at this point in their game. I mean, he's got better stats earlier than when they did.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He's a phenom. He's got it.
Right.
I thank the football gods for letting us get Mahomes. And we've got him teamed up with Kelsey and all of our other great guys. I can't wait to see what they do this season. I'm so ready. I am so ready for some football.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that the Chris Jones contract, that they get that settled because they could sign DeAndre Hopkins. He's a receiver that's looking for, and I don't know if he's waiting on us to give him a deal, but if you adjust Chris Jones' contract, you can stretch out the and make less of the salary cap. He's a great receiver, so if you would add him, I think they're going to be unstoppable anyway, but that would, it'd be really unstoppable. So who knows? I don't think they're done yet adding to the team. So we'll see here in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
We're just going to wait and see. I mean, Chris, dude, seriously, I hope to see you get on the team, man. Stay with the team. I don't understand what's going on. I mean, dude, seriously.
Yeah. He's just wanting to get extension. I think it'll be done. Yeah. Get in there and play. Let's go.
Yeah. Be the team player. Let's go.
Right.
So
I'm thinking, we're going to win 14 games. That's my prediction for right now. Unless if I see injuries or whatever, we might give another look at the schedule and prediction after we do the 53-man roster. But anyway, is there anything else that you can think of before we close here?
No, not that I can think of at the moment. But we'll see for next week.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. I'll be coming up with a nickname But this
That's
is
right.
Wild Bill here to my right, and I'm Chad Wright, and I will we'll see you next week.
All right. Take her easy, bud.
All right.
Peace
See
out,
ya.
everybody.